right, hello everyone. Today we are talking about second grade music lessons. We are finally on our second rotation of kids, super exciting. So I've talked before about, because I do one of these each week if you're new, every week on Tuesday at 5:30, I go live and talk about all the things that I'm teaching this week in one particular grade level. The reason I do it that way is because I see my kids for a week at a time, and then the next week I have like a different set of kids. So like this week I have this set of second graders, next week I will have a different set of second graders. So let us know your second grade lessons in the chat. So that's why we go week long. I have now seen all of my students once, and then last week was the first week where we got kids we'd already seen before. So last week we had like the kids from the first week of school. So we're finally out of first week of school activities, which is really exciting because doing first week of school activities after being in school for like a month is a little weird. So today we're talking all about my second grade lessons, what they're learning this week, and specifically second grade is learning Allegro and adagio, and then they're also kind of reviewing So and Me in a really small section, mostly small because I only see my second graders for 20 minutes at a time, and it's at the very end of the day, so they are like ready to go and they are, you know, excited for the rest of their day. And so it's just it's like, let's do all the active things as quickly as humanly possible. And I will go ahead and get started. So second grade on Monday, they come in. I show them those same slides that I have been using every week. They have been game changer. I really love them. So this is what they look like. And there's a free template in my TPT shop. I will link it in the YouTube video. So every time I do one of these lives on Tuesday at 5:30, you're welcome, then I will put it on YouTube pretty much immediately. So by tomorrow morning, it'll be up on YouTube with all of the links of everything that I talk about. So if you need links to anything, then you can check out the YouTube video tomorrow. So these are free. It's like a template in my TPT shop, and it just says the I can statement, what time we start, if they need anything. So sometimes we might need like a piece of paper, and then I always put a go noodle on there because I have to like click to let everyone in. I have to like admit everyone in the Zoom call. So that takes a long time as they come in. And so I don't want to do anything like right off the bat. After that, we do our welcome song. We review our rules because I now haven't seen them for a month. It's been a month since I saw them the last time. We don't go super in depth over them, but just I clap them, they clap them back. And our rules, if you miss our follow directions, be respectful, be responsible, and be a participant. So those are the 4 things that we always do. In school, we still do them pretty much every day. We'll clap them back and forth. And then after that, we do what I call the apple walk. I don't know if this has a real name because I don't know if it's a real thing, but I learned it from my mentor teacher when I was student teaching, and it is so much fun. So I tell the kids to imagine that they are in an apple orchard with just trees everywhere with apples, and we all stand up and we walk through the apple orchard, and then we'll stop and reach up, pick off an apple, take a big bite, and then we say, because it's good. And we'll do that a couple times, and then we'll have a rotten apple. So we'll say, okay, reach up, pick one, take a big bite. And then I look at it with a really gross face, and I'm like, there's a worm in it. Say, ew, yuck. And so they say, ew, yuck. And then we keep walking, and we kind of alternate between good ones and bad ones. And sometimes I let them pick if it is a good apple or a bad apple. And it's just super silly and super fun, and they love it. So really awesome. And then it leads right into the song Apple Tree, which is the first thing that we are doing this week. So we go through the song Apple Tree, and very simply, all I have them do at first is I just tell them to touch their shoulders on the high parts and touch their legs on the low parts. And that is all that they have to do. Super simple. And I sing it. We actually learned it in first grade, so this is a bit of a review. But if you don't know, the Apple Tree song goes, apple tree, will your apples fall on me? I won't cry and I won't shout if your apples knock me out. So super simple. I like with the little kids to use their whole bodies instead of using just the hand signs, because I think it's easier, and we'll transition either halfway through second grade or in third grade to using hand signs instead. So we go through that, and I just have them show it on their bodies. Super, super simple, super, super fun. Then I told them, oh, now that we're all nice and warmed up, I'm gonna sing a new song and I want to see if you can keep the steady beat. But I'm gonna tell you that my beat is going to change because our goal is Allegro and adagio this week. And so I go through this song, Old Gray Cat. So I had not ever heard of this song before I found it for this rotation, but it is so much fun. So I just have a slide with the first 2 verses of it, and then I have a picture of a cat and a picture of a mouse. And so they just keep the beat, and I tell them, you know, you can put it on your shoulders, you can put it on your legs, you can put it on your head, you can put it wherever you want, I don't care, just as long as you keep the beat. And so the first verse is slow and the second verse is fast. So the old gray cat goes, the old gray cat is sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. The old gray cat is sleeping in the house. Oh, I messed up that ending. It's okay. And then the second verse goes, the little mouse is creeping, creeping, creeping. The little mouse is creeping through the house. So we do those 2, and I asked them, you know, which one was fast and which one was slow. And then I asked them, why was the first verse slow when we were talking about the old gray cat sleeping, and the second verse was fast when we're talking about the little mouse going quickly? And so it kind of gets them, you know, using their brains, figuring out those context clues. And of course the reason is the old gray cat is old, so it's moving slowly and it's sleeping and it's kind of lethargic. And then the little mouse is running. They usually say like, oh, he must be running away from the cat, which I love. So we just do that, super, super simple. And then I woke the dogs up. I grab my hand drum and I have them put the beat in their feet, and I'll change it. So sometimes I'll go really fast and sometimes I go really slow. That's also an excellent way to get the wiggles out if they are just like, because it's the end of the day. I have them like very last thing before they leave, and they're in 2nd grade, so you know, there's that. And so that is just a really fun way to end that. On Tuesday, which is today, on Tuesday they come in, same thing, we have a go noodle, and then after that we go through a couple of apple things as well. So this time I am doing this little chant. I've never used it before, which is why I'm still pulling out the book. This is, it says traditional, so I'm assuming it's a folk song, but it's from the game plan 1st grade. I don't follow one curriculum to a T because that's just not my favorite thing. I like to kind of pick and choose what I do, but game plan is really fun. They have a lot of fun active activities. They have a lot of incorporating like movement and instruments, and just, it's really fun. So I like this one. So we do this little chant. It's called 2 Little Apples, and I do the actions that it puts with them. So it says 2 little apples hanging on a tree, 2 little apples smiling down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apples, they were good. So our little actions for that is, for the first line where it says 2 little apples hanging on a tree, we take our hands, pretend that they're apples, and then we put our branches out so that they're hanging on the sides. So it's 2 little apples hanging on the tree. And then for 2 little apples smiling down at me, we look down at the ground like we are now the apple. 2 little apples smiling down at me. And then we pretend to shake the tree. I shook that tree as hard as I could. And then they go all the way down and then rub their bellies on. It was good. So down came the apples. They were good. So really simple and really fun, and it again gets some of those wiggles out. After that, we go back through our apple tree song again. Today we talk more about so and me along with it. So I have them, we go through the words and just I go and then they go, and then we sing through it, still touching our shoulders and our legs. And then I have them tap the screen because I'm sharing the screen with them. So I have them tap the apples on the screen while we sing each part. So I use, I've been using the back of my Apple Pen so that it doesn't change it to the next slide when I'm in, why am I not in present mode? That would be easier. When I'm in present mode, and so they just tap on the screen gently. We talk about being gentle, but just apple tree, and we go through all 4. And these are just clip art that I found on Google slides from the internet and it was perfect. So then we go through and I have the whole thing and we just tap as we sing it. Then we put it back on our shoulders and our legs and we change the tempo. So I will sing it and they have to show me, so in me, and keep up with my tempo. So sometimes I'll sing it really fast or really slow, or I'll do half of it fast and half of it slow, and I just kind of switch back and forth to keep it more interesting and also get that fast and slow, because that's what we're focusing on. After that, we go through a song called Ron Ron Ron. This is a Spanish folk song. I'm not sure which country it's from, but it is also about a cat. So I was like, perfect, we have the cat song. Here's another cat song, but in Spanish. So for this one, I just had them listen, and every time they heard Ron Ron Ron, they just were supposed to snap on that part. So this one goes, I never want to sing that right. Ron, 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 hacen ron, ron, ron. Los gatitos al lavarse hizo monda en la cárcel. Ron, 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 hacen ron, ron, ron. So it has more verses, but I've just been doing the first one so far and just have them snap on that ron, and then I ask them to join me on the ron part, because I like to, if I'm teaching another language, it helps to have one piece that they can kind of hold on to. So I'm like, you know, if they don't get any of the rest of the words, they got ron. And so then we sing it like that. And today I let them give me their best kitty cat meow, because they just thought that was hilarious, because they're in 2nd grade. All right, on Wednesday we have e-learning Wednesday, so we don't have any live classes, so we don't have any specials. And so on Thursday they come back and we start with Ron 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 again, and I have them act out all the little things that the cat's doing in the story. And then after that we watch this Silly Symphonies video from YouTube that is the tortoise and the hare. So this was like perfect, because I was looking for the book, The Tortoise and the Hare, because I don't have it. And I couldn't find it, but I found this and I was like, oh, even better. So if you don't know, Walt Disney used to do silly symphonies. So these were little short 5 to 10 minute videos that were set to classical music, and just really fun, really cute. I love these for when you have like those really awkward days, like if you have a class for an extra day, or if you have a sub, I often will leave videos like this for them to watch. And so this one's The Tortoise and the Hare. I think it's like 8 minutes. And it's all set to classical music, and it is so cute. And I didn't realize it, but 2nd grade is actually working on, not folk tales, what's the other word for it? Fables. They're working on fables right now. So I was like, oh, that is perfect. So then we talk about how it's a fable, what a fable is, the moral of the fable, those kind of things. And then we get to the important part, which is that the hare, sorry, is Allegro, and the turtle is adagio. And so we learn those words, and we are doing the signs Allegro and adagio. So we have like the turtle and the hare. And then I show them different pictures of animals, which again, I just found on Google Slides, super, super simple. And I show them the animal and they just have to show me, is it an Allegro animal? Would it be fast? Or is it an adagio animal? Would it be slow? And this is just a really nice introduction, especially on Zoom, because we can't hear each other very well. This is just like a nice visual representation. So like show them the cheetah and they're like, and they're adorable. It's just so funny. And like the sloth, and so they're swimming like a turtle, and again it just gets more of that movement out. So then I have like a squirrel and a koala and a dolphin, and that's it. Super, super simple. So then we go back over Old Gray Cat and we talk about which section is Allegro and which one is adagio, because we're learning that new phrasing. And yes, so then on Friday, our very last day, we start with Old Gray Cat. And this time I have them act it out. So I sing it and I have all of the words to each of the verses on here. So I sing it and they have to act out each of the sections. So the first one is the old gray cat is sleeping. The second one is the little mouse is creeping. And then the mice are nibbling, the cat is creeping, and then the mice scamper through the house. And so we just go through and they act it out, and it's super fun, super simple. We review Allegro and Adagio, and then after that we have a quiz. So what I did is I just went on to iTunes and I found not even a playlist, it's a CD, I guess, an album of classical music. And so I just play like 30 seconds of it, and their job is to tell me whether it would be Allegro or adagio. And so all we do is I play it, they either show me their bunny ears for its Allegro or their turtle swims for its adagio, and then I literally just like check off in their names. This is terrible. For my grades, I've just been in my planner, I'll just write down who comes to that particular session, and then I just check off like check mark, you did it right, line is like almost there, maybe you got half right, half wrong, and then X would be totally not getting the concept at all. And so I have been doing that, and it's also helpful because then I see like who has come each day. So I do that for this, and it's just a really quick quiz. That specifically is because we're still on Zoom, obviously, and I've only been having a few kids at a time, especially in second grade. I think the most second graders I've had at one time has been like maybe 8. Because I have them at the end of the day, it's the last thing they do, so a lot of them just like leave their class and then they just don't come back. Which is understandable, I get it, but we have fun, it's all good. So I am keeping track of what the kids who are coming to me are learning. So that is how we end that. And then we have our Friday freeze dance because everything is better with freeze dance. So yeah, that is all of my second grade lessons for this week. They are super fun, a lot of movement, because again, I'm really trying to get them engaged and having fun, and I'm really exploring ways that they can visually show me that they understand what I'm talking about even when I can't hear them singing because of the whole wonkiness. So we're doing a lot of things like the hand signs and things like that to just really try to get that figured out. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you are watching on Instagram or on Facebook, then just a heads up, this is an every Tuesday at 5:30 thing. So next week we will talk about first grade, and the links will all be in the YouTube video that accompanies it. So it's the same thing but condensed, so without all the extra chit chat in it. And so you can go check out there if you need any of the links for any of the things I talked about. I'll link like the video and all those kind of things. And if you are on YouTube, then come join us on Instagram or on Facebook. It's Becca's Music Room on both, and you can come hang out with us on Tuesdays at 5:30. So I will see you guys next week, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.